Today we're going to be doing some coding in Tinkercad's Codeblocks, and we're going to practice using X and Y coordinates on the grid to place a shape in a specific location. So you can see right now the picture of what we're going to make. We're going to be coding some buttons, and then we can potentially print these on the 3D printer. These are like buttons for clothing. So let's get started by, from the main menu, you're going to need to start a new project. I'm going to expand my window a little bit here so we can see. You're going to look for that create button, and then you're going to create code blocks. All right. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be using the cylinder shape today to create our circles and then also to create our holes. So we're going to just use a couple of blocks really. Let's start by dragging over a cylinder block. You can choose whatever color you want to see on screen. If you're 3D printing this later, this is not going to affect your 3D print at all. It's just whatever color you want to see on screen. So we're going to select that cylinder, and then we're going to change the size of our cylinder to make it into a circle. So we're going to change the radius. Remember, radius is center of circle to the edge, and we're going to make this 15 millimeters. Now, a button is usually pretty thin, so for height of our cylinder, we're going to shrink that down to 3 millimeters. And then the sides, I'm going to make a larger number to kind of smooth out the edges a bit more. So I'm going to make that 100. And then if I go ahead and click on that block to test it, we're going to need to add a little bit more information. So we're going to move this real quick, and then let's go ahead and test it. We're going to do move, and then we're going to create this right in the center of our coordinate grid. So I'm going to move this to 0, 0, and then Z of 1. Your Z axis goes up and down. If I don't move this up 1, then it's going to create my cylinder through the work plane, and we don't want it to get cut off on the work plane. So let's try to run that. And there we go. So far we have a circle. So that's going to be the beginning of our button. And now what we're going to do is create the holes for our button. So we're going to, again, use a cylinder for that. Go to Shapes and drag over the cylinder block. This one we do want colored. We're going to make this a hole. So we're going to click on that transparent button there. And then we're going to make our cylinders pretty small. These are just going to cut out some holes. So this time for radius, we're going to make this a radius of 3. Remember, that's from the center of the circle to the edge. Center of circle to the edge. Let's see if I can draw a picture for you real quick. Center to edge is radius. So we'll do this right there. Radius. Okay. So now we have a radius of 3, small circle. Height, we can leave alone. We want it to be tall so we can see it kind of punch through our shape there. And then we're going to do sides of 100 again. And let's just run that real quick to see what that looks like. There you go. You can kind of see on there, if I zoom in, there's that cylinder, right, that we're going to use to cut a hole. And now we're going to move that to another spot. So we're going to move that up on our coordinate plane. So let me show you my coordinate plane again here. Okay. So here is a coordinate plane. We have X going left to right, Y going up and down. And for our circle, we're going to place our hole sort of up here, the first one. All right. So we're going to place it up here, and we're going to put that at 6, 6. So what we're going to do is say move X, Y, 6, 6. And let's run that and test that real quick. There we go. So now it's going to be placed up here in the corner. And we're going to make 4 of these holes today. So I'm actually going to, there's a couple things you could do. You could keep dragging over blocks one at a time. You could also duplicate, because we're going to do this. If we want 4 holes, then we're going to repeat this 4 times. So I'm going to go duplicate, and then I'm going to change my X and Y positions. Okay, so this time I want my next hole to go over on the positive side of X, but down on the Y axis. So we're going to say -6 on the Y. And then I'm going to duplicate again another cylinder, and another XY move. This time, I want it on the bottom left side of our coordinate grid. So it's going to go down on the y-axis, but also to the left, negative on the x-axis. So this will be -6, comma, -6. That's still right. And then last, duplicate. And this one's going to go -x, but up on the y-axis. So -x of 6, that's fine. +6 on our y. Let's test that out. There we go, 4 holes. And now we just need to group the shapes in order for that to punch out. So that's going to be in our purple blocks here. We're going to create group, run it one more time, and there's our button.